Still, hit the like button. Appreciate it. Thank you guys so much for coming aboard. By the way, Clint Hurt texts me and he goes, "What'd you think of my boys? Let's see if they could do it again." You want to hear a goof? I'm not going to tell you from the Eagles who said this to me. Guess who has more tackles than Bryce Huff? Are you ready? Jalen Hurts. Did you hear me? Jalen Hurts has more tackles than Bryce, than this kid Huff. He actually really does. All right. Without further ado, I don't know how to introduce. First off, let's don't bring them both up. Bring up Philly.500 first. And there he is. Okay.
I'm chilling.
Wait a minute. Now, Philly, how should we bring the walk of shame in here with Dak?
You have music? You have like funeral music?
I was thinking more porn music.
Shit. Dude,
Hold on.
The only porn that dude's having is food porn because he's been eating for 4 or 5 days. I'm not even kidding.
What do you mean he's
this guy? And during a stream, he literally binged the whole stream, Phils. The dude wouldn't stop eating. He was so depressed.
Hold on.
But I don't know what he's depressed about. I mean,
Mark Holmes.
We tried to tell him. He ain't laughing this week, is he, Phils? He's not laughing this week.
I give him credit for being here. Mark Holmes joins us now. And, hey, Mark, are you... Mark.
Yeah.
How you doing, brother? How you doing? Everything all right? How you doing, man?
I have been dreading this since Monday night. I ain't gonna lie to you. I feel like this is Game of Thrones and I'm Cersei, who's having to do the walk of shame where they literally got me butt naked walking down between the masses. And there's not shit that I can say.
Philly?
Not laughing now, are you? Not this week. You were laughing and happy last week, huh? What I want to know is what's more depressing for him? Because I think he's more depressed that the Eagles beat his team than his team losing. He was happy last week after a loss, wasn't he? He came on here all happy last week after a loss. Ain't laughing this week.
Hey, Mark, not to pile drive on this thing here, but Lazy Smith, man.
Well, you know, if it was only Mozzie Smith, you know what? Here's the problem: is for Cowboys that we are the circular firing squad that everybody's pointing at everybody else. What I'd really actually like to see is everybody just shut the fuck up and just play.
Yeah.
Micah missing in action. I don't want to see any podcast. I don't want you starting shit with Eagles corner saying you don't know who the hell they are. And I just know we are. I have to say this. We are rock bottom right now, staring down the barrel of a 12-gauge shotgun with a do or die against the New York Giants. That literally
has Dak ever lost to the Giants?
Dak has 2 times his rookie year. It's the only time in 2016. Ever since then, he has owned them and Cop Pizzle.
Not anymore. Not tomorrow.
Wait a minute. So let's do this. How do you feel about your win against the Saints, Philly?
I loved it. I mean, I thought it was a great team win, right? I took a lot of heat when I came on here during all season. I said the Eagles secondary is going to be better than the Cowboys secondary. They're already better. Already better than the Cowboys secondary. I mean, Cowboys allowed 44 points. That was the team that you couldn't stop. Look, man, our defense played really good. The biggest concern I have going forward is my head coach is a friggin' moron. And I cannot tell you how bad. If I was a defensive player, all I could think about is remember when Buddy Ryan hit his offensive coordinator and punched him.
Yes.
That keeps going through my mind, watching that defense go out there with the effort they were. And he wouldn't take points, Sills. He wouldn't take points. It was brutal.
Okay, Mark. So the Cowboys are driving you to drink. Is this the lowest you've been in a couple years with the Cowboys?
Well, I will say,
at least in the regular
season,
season.
whale shit low right now. We are whale shit low. You know where whale shit low is?
No.
Whale shit is at the bottom of the ocean. That's how fucking low we are right now. Whale shit low. We have literally Jerry Jones, who here's the sad part about it is Jerry Jones. There's actually a fire Jerry Jones whole thing going on Twitter. Check it out. Okay. Not that it matters because he's not going to fire himself. He's not going to sell.
How do you fire the owner?
Why would you sell something that is worth $500 million more this year than last year, and you did nothing to get better? So yes, this is low.
That's total Cowboy stuff there, because firing the owner because the owner likes playing with his toy, it's like completely wasted energy. I mean, I understand Eagle fans when they're talking about this buffoon of a head coach they have, who I think is going to absolutely cost them a critical. Get this. So you know what they got to set up in Philly still? In Philly, when you hear Kellen Moore say this, we got a collaborative like agreement here that we call plays and shit. I'm going like, well, what's the difference between you and Brian Johnson last year?
No, that's bad, Sills. That I saw that it went from Kellen Moore calls all the plays to it's a collaborative effort to now Sirianni saying I call the plays here and there. And you knew when he was calling
idiot
the plays
versus idiot calling
because
plays.
Listen, for 3 weeks I've been getting crap because I'm like, it looks like Nick Sirianni's calling the plays because it looks exactly like last year.
It did.
And it's always sequences. It's like 3-4 plays in a row, crap. And then all of a sudden they get going again. Then all 3-4 plays. You can tell when he's calling the plays. That's a bad thing. They better stay away from it. That guy is the single biggest issue with this team. He will cost this team games. He almost cost this team games last week. He cost us Atlanta. We should be 3-0. To me, he is the biggest threat to the Eagles. Not the pass rush. It's him.
How about this, Mark? Did Mike McCarthy make calls over Kellen Moore did Kellen have autonomy himself, or did Mike? I was under the impression Mike sat back and let Kellen run the entire operation. So when Kellen gets in front, Philly, he lied at the press conference, because I agree with Mark, because I remember one of the things that was upsetting to McCarthy when he got the job, right? Correct me if I'm wrong, Mark, was that Kellen Moore had total autonomy on calling the plays, and Mike McCarthy was in the wings there, and Mike always wanted it to get back. So when Kellen was talking yesterday, he was lying.
Here's what happened with that situation was Mike McCarthy gets hired. Kellen Moore is the anointed son that you literally thought was going to be the next Jason Garrett. He couldn't go in and say, I'm going to call plays, because then immediately it was going to be, well, we had a great play caller. Now you're doing it. He had to let Kellen Moore fail. And if you notice, if you went back through the press conferences after we lost in the playoffs and stuff, he would say the installer does the play calls and Kellen Moore is the installer. So he's pointing at Kellen Moore saying he's the guy that's doing all this. That way, when it failed, he could have, okay, it wasn't me. Now I can do my thing. So now you've got with your side, you don't really know who is it, Kellen Moore? Is it, Nick Sirianni? Either
Jeff
way,
Stoutland, whomever.
It made no sense that you guys are kicking after turning down close-in field goals that you're trying, what, a 60-yard?
That's a moron, coach.
I was like, what are you doing? Now you're going to kick the field goal?
Right. I mean, the guy literally cost us the game versus Atlanta. All he had to do was run what's his face one time
Right,
and
one
win the
running play.
game. Then he
Yeah.
did everything, sells everything in his power to lose that game. He did everything in his power to lose that game. They won in spite of Nick Sirianni. Okay,
I'll give you
and it
that.
drives me crazy. All I keep seeing is flashbacks of Buddy Ryan throwing a right hook at his offensive coordinator, and I'm waiting for it. Because if I'm a defensive player, I'm getting pissed off watching that. All right, I'm getting pissed off him doing those things when we're putting out a good effort on our side of the ball. And then all he's worried about at the end of the game is Jalen Carter talking shit. Let Jalen Carter talk, man. He's driving me nuts. I don't know, man. He is going to cost us. He's the biggest threat we have to this whole thing failing. And let me say this one other thing. One of the big things that they talked about last year were there too many voices talking into Jalen Hurts' ears. You have too many people telling him, do this, do that. No, you do this, do that. It doesn't, it doesn't seem like that's changed. No. Kellen Moore should be talking to Jalen Carter, his quarterback coach. But Nick Sirianni now going from, I don't have any, I don't call the plays to, I take the play calling here and there. I have a problem with it. I have a big problem with it.
I have a question for you, Dak Holmes.
Oh, Lord, here we go. I'm about to be careful because I had some liquor in me.
I got you.
Pissed off.
You're probably better on the air.
I have to get this off.
Hey, anyway, let me ask you this here. Why, when things go south, do you guys implode and start pointing fingers and start taking shits on each other? I mean, the fans, the players, by the way, all the super chats, I swear I'll get to them. Guy, why do you guys automatically go to the lowest common denominator where you start going after one another and you put charades on the sidelines and you just start acting so unprofessional? I mean, I don't get it. Is it because your coach doesn't have autonomy in the locker room? Is it why do you go to those lowest extremes when you're 1-2? The fucking season's not over yet, but it sure looks like in Dallas it is.
I had to tell him that this morning.
You know what? And actually, because Stills, I texted you this morning.
You did.
Because I wanted to, unlike
he
the
was a man about it.
The fair weather fans, I said, I'm going to do the walk of shame here today, okay?
You did.
And then Philly.500 is like, oh, hey, how you doing today? Are you showing up? I was like, yeah, I'm going to be there. And I said, I actually said, I may put a bag on my
Philly likes
head.
Taking shits on Cowboy guys, man.
He actually felt sorry for me. But here's what Philly said, man, listen, you're only 1-2. It's early in the season. Don't put a bag on your head. Now, if you lose to the Giants, you need the bag.
Then it's over.
And it will happen tomorrow, by the way.
You want to know what the problem
money on it
in Dallas?
Big money.
Here's the real problem in Dallas is from Jerry Jones and the sales job that he does. I'm partially to blame. Me and all of us YouTubers that literally see for our own eyes that Mozzie Smith is not the guy, that the guys we signed that are journeymen over their prime, guys at the end of training camp, that they're going to be able to do the job that we haven't had done in 20 years of stopping the run.
Mark, you know what? The Eagles got the last great year out of Linville Joseph. Now when you see him,
and that's when we bring in guys. We sit there to think, well, Zeke Elliott wasn't good enough 2 years ago, but he'll be okay now after being a year in there. And we don't need a running game. You know what? We're going to pay Dak and we're going to pay CD, and both of those guys are going to give us more production because we paid them more money. We literally are the most yards in the NFL in passing. My quarterback is 4 TDs, 2 interceptions, as opposed to some of the other quarterbacks.
Two all-pro corners.
Yeah, and one is not on the field right now, and one is coming back from injury. But why would you throw in the Cowboys?
Hey, I want to stop.
Baltimore literally went 22 personnel and said, we're going to run up the middle on you. We couldn't do shit to stop it.
Hey, Mark, for a guy that knows Randy White, Too Tall, and these guys, doomsday defense, you are doomsday. This is doomsday. No, you're doomed. It's doomed defense. I mean, there is no doubt about it here. Hey, watch this, Philly, and I'll ask Mark this one too. I feel funny about Washington in the NFC East right now than Dallas.
Ooh.
I had them finishing second in the division. I had Dallas finishing third. They might finish fourth now. You can't run the ball in the NFL, and you can't stop the run. You're
You
not
can't
going
win
to
over.
win very many games, and
You're
they
not.
can't do
And you have
either.
one weapon to throw.
There
to.
was one guy and there was one video I did in the offseason, and I said, there's one player I do not want the Cowboys to get this offseason, and that was Saquon Barkley. If he goes to Dallas, it's a completely different team.
Or Henry.
Or Henry.
Oh.
But they didn't, and they
He
have
wanted
no
to come
running
here.
game. What are you guys averaging? Like 3-point-something yards?
Hey, by the way, Philly, Henry
We're
lives in
31st
Dallas.
running.
I know
Henry-
he wanted to go
No,
there.
it gets worse. He bought a second house in Dallas. He bought a second house in Dallas and said, I want to play there.
Then
And
he
the
comes
Cowboys,
in.
Jerry
destroys
freaking Jones wouldn't even pick up the phone and say,
God, I
you know
love
what,
Jerry. I
come on.
love Jerry
Hey,
Jones.
and he
You know,
puts
we can't afford it.
155
How
on
do
him.
you know, this is what fucking pisses me off because
I love
you know what?
Jerry Jones
Jerry
so
might have
much.
said, you know what, I'm going to give you a home team discount since I have 2 freaking homes in Dallas. I'd like to play there because
Sills,
you know that's where I live. Maybe I'll go for $5 million a year, and we're sitting here paying Trey Lance $5.4 million
I love
guaranteed.
Jerry.
Zeke
Jerry
Elliott
Jones.
$2.5 million, and
Love
you're
that
sitting here
guy.
saying, "Well, we couldn't afford
love
Derrick
Jerry.
Henry." Because here's the bullshit. I'm losing my mind here. Forgive me for losing it on your channel.
No,
It's
keep
the
talking.
bullshit
Keep talking.
of Jerry Jones
Keep
trying to
going.
sell. He is the modern day P.T. Barnum.
Pull
who
out a
tells you,
sandwich.
trust the process. You know, we got the best coaching. This, that,
Pull
and the
out
other.
a sandwich.
And you can't blame Mike McCarthy, okay? Because he's not given the tools. We turn on Dan Quinn, who actually was doing shit with smoke and mirrors and saying, that guy's an idiot. All we need is a new coach. You bring in Mike Zimmer and you end up depleting the defense. And guess what? It's even worse. Why? Because you don't have the players, because Jerry Jones is sitting here talking about how big somebody's shit is.
Where the glizzies?
Instead of getting
Where the
stuck
glizzy?
on the
Go get
field.
yourself a glizzy.
Hey,
Look.
wait a minute.
You know,
Get yourself a
he's
glizzy.
got 8.5
Him
inch
glizzy.
hands. Oh, and he's got an 8.5 inch dick too. What the
Hey,
fuck is
hey.
this? What the fuck is this?
Hey,
I
Seriously.
love Jerry Jones.
I know. Hey, man. Hey,
Jerry Jones is my favorite.
I'd rather take a paternity test than trade Michael Parsons. That was
I
seriously
love
one of my
Jerry
favorite
Jones.
offseason.
He's
Hey,
awesome.
Philly, how you feeling about your boy Jalen Carter? I'm gonna tell you why I'm pissed off at him. You can't show me the effort you gave me in Atlanta, then turn around and put an effort like you did in New Orleans, and not put that back to back and start being a pro every week, week in and week out.
That's the thing with him, right? Maturity. He's got to learn back to back. I mean, that's what the greats do. I'm telling you, Sills, I saw flashes of Jerome Brown out there.
He is. He's got.
I mean, he has that ability to dominate, right? And I thought he was unstoppable. He was the best player on the field. And I thought Jordan Davis was pretty good, you know?
Yeah, he was.
But, and here's the thing. You've still got no sacks by your edge rushers, though, at all, you know? So it just shows you if you could get a pass rush going and you get some support with the edge, that defensive line will be pretty good. But I mean, I'm very happy with what I saw from Jalen Carter, you know.
You know what I saw flashes of?
Your offense is not. You got to have a lot of questions about your offense.
You know what I saw
Just turn it
flashes?
around.
You know what I saw flashes of Mozzie Smith? He reminded me of Charlie Brown. When Lucy takes the football away and he just falls flat on his face.
Listen,
he sucks so bad. It's unbelievable how mad of a miss that is. Get this, the Cowboys are getting destroyed on the run. He was drafted to stop that. He didn't have to put 10 sacks on.
But
he just had to stop the run.
And that run game, though, teams are running on them, has totally neutralized Micah Parsons. I mean, Parsons has done nothing.
He's right.
He's got a podcast.
He skipped the podcast. Okay. And then he talks about C.J. Gardner-Johnson. Who's he? Who is he? C.J. Gardner-Johnson played in a Super Bowl, played some big games that he's never played in. So, come on.
It is affecting the game, that run defense. What were you saying about the Eagle before you get inebriated, I want to get you on record here.
late
What were
for
you
that.
saying about the Eagles offense?
You got to. I mean, listen. I'm going to say Saquon is the real deal.
Yeah, you know what? I got him.
know,
I got him in my MVP race right now.
And I can't disagree with that. I'm a hater. I hate the freaking Eagles. But what you guys do is the thing that the Cowboys detest the most is you look and say, where can we get a playmaker? Instead of the Cowboys doing that, they say, well, we can't afford that. We believe in our own guys. Well, I hate to tell you, Steven, your own guys failed last year in the playoffs. You turning around and basically saying, we believe in our guys, we're going to hold on to these guys. We can't afford anybody else. You are spinning your wheels in a league that now, here's our problem right now. Defensive coordinators, they evaluate what you do and do well. Dak to CeeDee Lamb, one of the best combinations in football. There is nobody to take the pressure off CeeDee Lamb. CeeDee Lamb contested
Would you
passes.
trade for T. Higgins?
Yes, Yes, I would. I would look for another weapon because
he's not going to be.
No, it would. It actually would. Because here's the thing. Let me give you some statistics here. Contested passes. CeeDee Lamb has got 39% contested passes compared to 15% last year. He's getting blanketed coverage because nobody cares about your running game. Nobody has got a fear that we need to put 8 men in the box, even if you're in 22
I told
personnel.
you Ricky Ricardo wasn't going to cut it, man. I mean, that's what.
Do you feel better now? Do you feel better shitting on me in my misery?
No,
I am literally just feeling like shit.
No, I got still more to go.
I am literally rock bottom.
Yeah,
that
I have more to go
too.
Get a
Drinking.
glizzy, Mark.
And Jerry Jones is making me. Do you feel better now?
No, you need like 12 dozen donuts right now. That's
need
what you
a
need, or
glizzy.
some Krellers. That's what I'm saying. I get it, man.
They need a running
Jerry
back.
about those glizzies, okay?
They need a running back.
To have rosies, okay?
So wait a minute
They need
now.
a running back.
So you going into this Buck game this week with, get this, Mark, it's going to be these guys. Your wide receivers are going to be Jahan Dotson, Paris Campbell.
First down.
And guess who else? Johnny Wilson. And you're going into Tampa Bay with those stiffs, and you got Barkley and Goddard. Now, again, NFL's a war of attrition league. I mean, as great as that New Orleans game is, plus you may not have Lane. Grade 1 concussion.
I don't think no way Lane.
No way he's playing.
Wasn't he throwing up on the sideline?
No, Lane Johnson was throwing up on the sidelines.
Yeah. Grade 1 concussion.
Devontae should be playing. That was the most cheap bullshit I've ever seen. Not only how does the ref not blow the whistle? The guy literally
Saints are known for that.
Yeah, they are. But here's my fear going into this game. My fear isn't even losing this game. My fear is that they rush AJ Brown back because they don't have a receiver and he's not 100%.
Hey, Diane Rossini was told by him. Now, from the time he missed, that he's going to be out between 3 to 6. You know what that leads into? If it's 6, that rolls into the Cowboy game.
Yeah, I don't think he'll be out that long. I think you sit him out this week, then you have your bye week. To me, I'm more concerned about the bye week. I said this was my plan: just be 2-2 at the bye. Now they did that. They beat New Orleans. Can they beat Tampa? Yeah, I think they can. And why? Because you're going to run Barkley 45 times.
Absolutely,
you're going to win. But listen, they know what you're going to do. You got the offensive line. You got those guys that can do it. Even you lose Lane and you lose Becton and Johnson.
Red Johnson and Tyler Steen.
They played great. They played great. But the thing with Barkley, and I knew Barkley would be good if he ever went to a town team. He looks he looks fast, elusive. He's scary.
There's no doubt. Hey,
can I be a fly in the ointment?
Sure. Here's the deal. 73 touches right now, in my opinion. He's on pace for over 400. He'll never last.
No.
You have to cut it back. That is the fatal flaw that now everything is going through Barkley.
It is.
And you have to do it.
If he gets hurt, you're fucked.
Well, of course. Who are we going to bring in? Kenneth Gainwell? Come on. No Gainwell? No. The drop off between look, Gainwell's better than Zeke, but
Enrico Bataldi, whatever the guy's name is.
Yeah, but the thing is you got to use Barkley right now. You got to use him, and then you got to back off him. Then you got to use him again.
Hey, Philly.500, Tyler Guyton. I saw him. You know where I saw him? Over at Lincoln Financial. He was a turnstile.
Pile on now. Pile on.
He was a turnstile for like the VIP box guys when you go up to the third deck at Lincoln Financial.
Mark, save some liquor because I'm telling you what, I got fans
that are sending me bottles. Okay.
I think the Giants are winning.
Tyler Guyton is a turnstile right now.
Turnstile.
Here's the only thing that I will say that gives me hope. Okay, is
let me know.
It's early in the season,
yes,
and you've got a new defense that maybe people are still feeling it out and trying to figure out where it is. That we will get back Deron Bland probably in another 2 weeks. That'll help us. And I look around the NFL, teams are getting beat up. San Francisco's not running away with it. You got Christian McCaffrey going to Germany and stuff. I don't know that Sam Darnold is going to be able to keep this up for a season. Maybe I'm wrong.
Mark,
and there's still a chance.
They have beaten the Niners and the Texans in back-to-back weeks. I mean, we're not talking about.
But this is the Niners that are full strength, and the Eagles. You guys are getting some injuries here.
We're getting the injuries hopefully out of the way. But, I mean, you could say that about the league every year, no matter what. It's a war of attrition. Every year is like that. The question is how does Dallas beat the good teams where you can't stop the run? How are you going to stop Saquon Barkley? How are you going to stop Josh Jacobs? How are you going to stop
Barkley may stop himself.
Barkley may stop himself. You're wishing and hoping that he's going to get hurt.
As much as you are relying on Barkley, you have to look at your quarterback that is a turnover machine right now.
I could say that
your
about
quarterback may be your problem.
How many interceptions does your quarterback have?
2.
How many does mine have?
Your guy has 4 turnovers.
My guy
has 4 turnovers.
My guy has 3 interceptions
and a fumble.
Boneheaded fumble. One fumble.
Okay,
your guy fumbled and got it back. He fumbled twice that I remember that went right to Dallas Cowboys players.
All right. Well, we'll see.
So you're claiming some throne of greatness by Dak. One less interception.
Wait.
Come on,
Philly. Are you concerned with this number here? Since Shane Steichen has been the coordinator in the building, these numbers are here with him. He's got the most turnovers of any quarterback. And let me give him all. Let me give you all the numbers here. He's got the most turnovers in 2 years versus any quarterback in the NFL. And I'm going to read you this from Fox here. Since Shane Steichen, 230 yards passing, his touchdowns, he's thrown 26 and thrown 20 interceptions. His passer rating is 88, and his giveaways, as I said, is the most in the NFL in 2 years. So he's thrown 26 touchdowns and 20 interceptions since last year. I mean, are you concerned about that?
Yeah, no, of course. I'm not saying like you can ignore the statistic. What I'm saying is that he can't sit there and claim how great Dak is. He's got one less interception. All right. I tell you this.
I don't think Dak's been the problem in Dallas, though.
No, Dak's not the problem. It's not the playoffs. If it's the playoffs, then Dak will be the problem. But it's not the playoffs. But the problem for the Cowboys is the only way they can win is Dak's got to throw because they're always playing from way behind. So he pads his numbers. That whole second half was a bunch of bullshit play. It was padding his stats the whole second half of the last 2 games. Okay?
We got people calling.
You're telling me that great New Orleans offense that we only gave up 12 points against us, they went 44 points. I thought that secondary was supposed to be better than our secondary.
Take a look at the injury sheet on there. Look at how many guys the Cowboys knocked the F out of that game and softened them up for you.
For who? Are you kidding me?
Guys like Tyson Hill.
So you're claiming Eagles victory to the Cowboys. Boy,
No,
you have
bro,
hit a new
bro,
low.
Bro,
A new
take a
low.
look at the injury. Oh, that's fine. You know
Dude,
what?
I'm gonna let you know what you better get
I'm
that bag
biding
ready.
my time
Get that
because
bag
there's
ready
going to
because
be a
it's coming
time
out Thursday
that
night.
I'm going to
The
come in
Giants are
here with
winning.
the shit-eating grin.
You're gonna
I'm going to be
lose
like
tomorrow
Jerry
night.
Jones, and I'm going
And
to say,
I'm
"How about
I'm
them
gonna be
Cowboys?"
streaming it. I'm gonna have the
Okay.
Mark Holmes meltdown cam. You're gonna be
Yes.
gorging on glizzies and sandwiches. You
Hey,
better stock your fridge.
Now,
Mark,
Because you're gonna be a
bro,
lot.
you
you
could
know,
be 2-2, both of you
They're
come
gonna
Monday.
I know that's the
They're
thing
gonna
about
be
that's the
they're gonna
worst
be
thing
one
about
and
it.
three. They're losing tomorrow. They're gonna lose.
They're going to lose
Are
to
you-
the
And
Giants.
and
wait
they
a minute,
lose because
hold
because
on
of that
here.
dumb comment he made
Wait.
about the Saints,
So
about
let me
weakening the
ask you,
Saints.
Philly, are you putting your money on the Cowboys losing with Bet US tomorrow?
I already did, yeah. $100 bet. I
You
took
put
the Giants and the over. I took the money line, not even the points. I took Giants money line and the over 45. I got $100 on it. Bet US.
What do you?
Shout out
Hey,
to them.
what happened?
Listen, I'm putting my dad's money on it.
How about
Yeah.
How about
I'm his
how
bookie.
about you?
Okay.
What do you see tomorrow night for the Cowboys against the Giants?
I hope I see. What do I hope
No,
I see, or what
no
will I see?
fucking hope. No hope. This ain't a hope game. Man, a hope
The
chest.
Cowboys have owned Daniel Jones. I hope they don't walk in there thinking, we got this, like they did with Green Bay last year, and they get their lunch handed to them.
In the Meadowlands.
I hope that this is the Cowboys go in there and they mollywop them and get themselves a couple extra days to get ready for the Steelers. If they don't, then this shit is going to go downhill fast. This is a desperation bowl right here. This is the battle of the basement bitches right now. And the loser starts planning on next year.
How about you, man? Buccaneers on Sunday. Ton of injuries heading into this football game. Todd Bowles is one of the great coordinators, bringing pressure. Really stymied Jalen into
I feel
playoffs.
like it's
Is this a 60-minute game in your opinion? Is this a fourth Philly? Is this a fourth quarter game?
Yeah, I think it's going to be very similar to the New Orleans game. I do. But I think that defense is going to step up again. See, the one thing about the defense that I like is, Vic Fangio runs it. Nobody's questioning him. He's the guy. He does it. I think the struggles that the Eagles had on the offense so far are because you have too many people talking and collaborating instead of letting Kellen Moore just go to work and do his thing. And the one thing I'll say about Jalen Hurts is, yeah, you're right. The turnovers, he's got to cut that down. But you know what? He has a way. And the it factor with him is that despite those turnovers and things that he does in a game, he finds a way to win at the end. So he finds a way to come back. And that's one thing the Cowboys, especially Dak, can't do in pressure situations.
Mark, I will say this. The difference between him and Trevor Lawrence is that Trevor Lawrence loses in turnovers. But, he may have a ton of turnovers right now, but he's still winning. And as you're going through all the new responsibilities, if I'm the Eagles, I got to think that that's going to get better. He's not going to continue that trend like that because the one thing he does do, you know what he does late in games? I thought he was better late in the game against New Orleans when they lost Devontae because he had to spread the ball around and he found Goddard coming across the middle of the field and he was able to get open. I think some of these guys, look at Josh Allen, the way he plays, Mark. And you know what I think hurts Dak Prescott? CeeDee Lamb. I would trade his ass in a second. And I'll tell you why.
Oh, my God. Yeah.
Check this out.
He checks out.
Listen to this here. Josh Allen's a better quarterback right now because he doesn't have a target. Stephon Diggs that's worried about numbers, worried about yards. He's spreading the ball around. He's a better ball player. Look at what you got in Kansas City. There's no top flight wideout. They've developed that guy. The quarterback is the guy. He's the engine.
That guy is something else.
That CeeDee Lamb is holding Dak back.
When you actually look, here's how pathetic it is, because when the Cowboys were actually beginning to make some hay, it was when CeeDee Lamb was basically benched in this game. And when you look at the NFL right now, when has the big diva wide receiver been in the Super Bowl? It's always the team with the great tight ends.
Not in it, but won it. I mean, Mike Evans didn't get that big deal. Maybe Cooper Kupp, but you're right. Look, Devontae Adams has never been the one. Justin Jefferson's never been the one. AJ's been to one, but he didn't have that giant. Well, he had a $25 million deal.
He had a
but
good
didn't win
game,
it.
though. I mean, AJ
He
Brown
did.
played great.
Well, what I'm
Devontae
saying
Smith
is,
played great.
But what I'm saying is, Philly, the majority of the teams that win these Super Bowls don't have that. I mean, look at
They
Kansas
don't.
City. Look at the dynasties in the last 25 years. New England and Kansas City. Name me a high-profile wide receiver. Tyreek Hill didn't have that giant contract. He got it in Miami. You didn't have one big-time wide receiver in New England when they won a Super Bowl. People go Randy Moss. Randy Moss didn't win a Super Bowl.
He didn't win a Super Bowl with them.
And all they're better now in Kansas City without who was true. Guess what? Guess who was voted the number one NFL player by the players? Tyreek Hill. So you're telling me Kansas City's better without the best player in the league?
Look, crazy. Mahomes is the best player in the league. You know, I think Mahomes is the exception to the rule of pretty much everything. You got Mahomes, and then there's nobody close. And Mahomes can take basically average guys and make them better. He's just that good. And look, the guy's won 3 Super Bowls already. I can't say anything bad about him.
Been to 4.
I mean, but I don't think there's anybody else in the league that can do that. I do think Josh Allen extremely talented. And maybe I don't believe Josh Allen's a choke or anything. I think that playoff game where it was him and Mahomes going back and forth showed me he can win in a big game. But, that team, we'll see what they do.
Well, they got a big schedule coming up.
I think other guys,
can I interject for a second?
Need talent around them.
Can I interject for a second?
Yeah.
See, here's the reality of football. You know, we all want to be able to say that you have one guy that can do it or that it's just the quarterback. The reality is you got to be balanced across the board. You can't be top heavy at one spot. The best thing you could do is make it so that way all of these guys are nonchalant like Josh Allen is right now, because there's not one guy to stop. Teams know if I stop CeeDee Lamb, there's nobody else that's going to beat us. We had literally CeeDee Lamb with 1,000 yards more than anybody else. You don't have a running game. You don't have anybody else. If we can focus on one guy. And that's the thing that works good for your Eagles, although you have to worry about it with A.J. Brown is now you've got a running game with Saquon who can catch. Right. You've got Devontae. You've got Dallas Goedert. You can move the ball around. There's not one guy to stop.
Mark, the best thing ever happened to the Eagles is that A.J. got hurt.
It'll teach them.
You know why?
Yeah.
Right. What you're doing is establishing a role early. We know what AJ can do, right? Do you know how good this fucking team will be by
when he comes back?
When he comes back, and they have already I mean, think about it, Philly. You're establishing a role. At the beginning of the year, everyone was like, what is his role going to actually be? Are you going to give him 20 carries? Are you going to do this? Now you know what this guy's role is on this offense. And when you I've got to tell you something, my guy. You better go to that pint now, man, because I'm going to tell you something. When AJ comes back and Devontae comes back and they have to find a role for Barkley and he's not hurt, you're going to be whiskey Jimmy.
Right.
Because they're going to be a scary team.
That's why you got to play.
Can we get a rum sponsor in here?
No, man, you're getting the fuck out of here, all of you. Hey, listen, you two guys were sensational today. I mean, absolutely great. I'll tell you why. And hey, Mark, I got to hand it to you, man. Way to go to the walk of shame. Your Cowboys better win that Giant game, man. Or guess what? You know the greatest thing? The Cowboys losing is the greatest content on the planet. The Cowboys winning,
Hold on.
Okay.
You know no. I got some shit to say to you fucking Eagles right now. I got some shit to say right now. There are 604 people in here in Dan Salio's show watching me do the fucking walk of shame. And there's only 221 likes? Y'all are a piece of shit. You should be loving this damn show and be thankful that Dan Salio literally talked about who the hell is Mark Holmes to bring him in here. If you do not get these likes over 500 people, you ain't shit.
I believe you were wearing your grandma's panties or something like that.
Yeah, grandma's panties. No, wife's panties. Wife's panties.
Mark, poor Mark. Mark's. I don't think he's going to make it to this year. He's on the verge of a breakdown.
Do they win? Do they win on Sunday? Finally, Philly against the Bucs.
I think they're going to pull out a close one, like another 15-12 type game. I think it's going to be a low-scoring game, and I think it's going back and forth. I think they're going to win, and I think the reason again is going to be Jalen Carter. I think Jalen Carter, another big game. You know, the one thing about the Buccaneers is they've given up 12 sacks in
they're middle of the road with statistics all over the place.
So maybe we could get if Jalen Carter and Davis play the way they did, I think we're going to win this game. But
as long as they don't play like Mozzie Smith, they're good. That's all.
No, you got to use Barkley though too.
Hey, Mark, your Cowboys win tomorrow, right? At the Meadowlands. They win, right? Oh my God!
Yeah, we get a win.
Holy God, he's got to take a shot of courage before he ends up. This guy's got to take a shot of fucking courage.
We have to get a win, or else I'm going to be missing in action. That's all I can say.
You got a tough schedule coming up. They got a tough schedule coming up. They got to win this game. They got Pittsburgh, right? You got Pittsburgh still. You got the Niners. You got the Falcons.
If the Cowboys can get a win here, you get a little bit of a breather. Okay, mini bye week because it is a Thursday night game. You've got the Steelers. I don't know that the Steelers are that great, but maybe we go ahead and get Deron Bland back, and maybe we luck out and get a win there. The thing is through this rough stretch, the Cowboys have to be 500. We have to be
Mark better build the time machine because he's got a problem. They don't have a running back.
I can't agree with. Can't disagree with that.
Where's Dalvin Cook? Didn't you sign Cook?
Oh my God! Don't.
Why is he?
What? You're like sticking needles in my neck here, bro. It's crazy every week. Well, you
want to hear it?
We ain't gonna bring Dalvin Cook back just yet.
You want to hear a Cowboy stat?
I do.
They haven't won multiple playoff games any respected year in 29 years.
Dan.
Oh my God. That's
fuck you, man.
29 years they haven't won multiple playoff games in 1 year.
And at this rate, it's going to be another 29 because Jerry Jones is going to live for at least.
Well, he ain't living that long.
Years.
He's
already 12,000 years old right now.
Are you having fun here at my behalf?
Now I am.
I'm having a blast.
Okay. That's your boy, Stephen Jones. They're the ones that brought us this shit here. Okay, they're the ones that said we can do more with less. Okay,
and now you have to pay for it.
Yeah, I'm the one taking the shots for the damn Cowboys.
The best.
Well, I'm getting laughed at.
The best Dallas Cowboys show in the city of Dallas goes to Mark Holmes. I will give that to you because those radio shows blow out loud. Believe me. They're all knee scrapers in that town, always kissing up to Jerry. And you guys, I love what you guys do because you speak it from your heart. Mark, thanks so much. He always shows up, man. By the way, dude, kudos. You're 1-2. Act like it. You're not fucking 1-7.
It's not over. No, tomorrow you start panicking. Bag comes out.
You know why? You know why, Philly? He wanted to win games.
Hey,
remember when Dak Holmes over here was going like this after the Cleveland game?
Yeah.
Now look at him. Strong.
Yeah, I keep thinking about last week when he came on all happy. He was so happy after a loss.
Yeah, he was happy because the Eagles got murdered.
Because the Eagles lost. He didn't care. God. Now it's different. But I think they lose tomorrow. I do. I think I have a weird feeling the Giants are going to win this game.
He's bet US a C note that the Cowboys.
I did. I already bet it. I bet it, Sills. Hey, Sills, I bet $250 last week on Baltimore and the over. I took Baltimore and the over because there's no way they're going 0-3. Oh, they had a big hit, baby. I'm on a roll. So Giants money line and the over tomorrow. Giants going to win. Daniel Jones is going to tear it up. Mark's going to be tearing them glizzies up.
See, this is
the
rock stuff. You're going to need the rock stuff after this tequila.
I think I need to go to the liquor store before tomorrow. That's what I need to do.
Hey, guys, you guys were great. Philly, tell them where they can find you, please.
Just type in Philly.500 or, something about Mark Holmes. I'm sure I'll come up there, too, since I'm on his show like every night anyways. He plays clips of me constantly.
Hey, Mark, how the folks can find you. So thank you very much for coming.
If the Cowboys lose to the Giants, it'll be in the gutter. Okay. But other than that, Cowboy Joe Boo or Joe Boo Sports Report.
Thanks for having us.
You, Dan. And get them damn lights up, you loser ass Eagle fan.
There you go. There you go. That's how you deal with it. Way to go. Thank you, guys. You got it, man. Thank you, guys. Very good. Great stuff as always. I got to hand it to Mark, man. Really awesome him stepping up here. Xander, let's do this before we take the time out here, man. Let's get all these super chats up here, too. You guys were fantastic. I would like to see Howie trade for Trey Hendrickson. I'm not sure he would do that because Howie's ego will get in the way. Absolutely, because you spent $51 million on Bryce Huff. So, yes, that is an ego move there. Let's go to the next one, Xander. Mark talked too much about Allen, but Dak can't elevate with more talent. Everyone says Dallas is talent. Don't tell Mark that. Anything but Dak's fault. I think he's blaming him a little. Rookies Tyler Guyton and Cooper Beebe are struggling big time, Beebe especially. Teal has not gotten better since the contract. Martin is now human. Dallas is in trouble. I agree with you, Jay. I think they're in big trouble, especially if they put a shitty performance up. They got the Steelers on the flip side of that Giants game. Xander, appreciate the work you do for us. I want to know if the Eagles keep winning, but bad decisions still. What happens to Sirianni? Sirianni's going to run through the tape this year. They're not firing him. There's not a chance in hell they would fire him, Jason. Let's go to the next one. Is that it? There's Xander on the C here. Got Giants running back on fantasy. He'll run for 200 yards on Dallas. Man, Saquon Barkley is having a great year. Seals offseason, Barkley ain't the guy. He's a bum. Henry's way better. Well, Henry is. Seals week 3, Barkley is my MVP. He absolutely is too. I really believe Jerry Jones wants to win his way so bad that he would pick one Super Bowl his way to say, look at me, versus the 4 Super Bowls with another general manager making decisions. Yeah, he would. Yes. The problem that you have here, Jay, is that Jerry Jones can't stomach the fact that those Super Bowls were built by Jimmy Johnson and not him. That's what is in his ego, is that he can't get over the fact that he didn't build those teams. Love Mark. Who does Belichick go to, Philly or Dallas? I got actually a list here. Kimberly, if you're Bill Belichick, would you coach Cincinnati, Jacksonville, Philly, or Dallas? I mean, Zach Taylor's not going to survive if they don't make the playoffs. You're not that organization is too cheap. Jacksonville's not going to keep Doug Peterson if they're losing this way. So, I think Bill Belichick and Mike Vrabel are going to have more options. Go ahead, Xander. You guys are great, man. Jalen has 4 INTs. We saw that one. Give Josh Allen, CD, Cooks, and Jake Ferguson. He'd go crazy if he had that, Jay. Mark, we Eagles fans ready. He'll push you off the cliff. Hurts will be better year 2 in this system. Agreed. Salute the Big Sills for keeping it real about Philly. Thank you, Jerron. I appreciate that. Really cool. Philly.500 wants to puke listening. Maniac with a real take. Okay. Here's Jerron here. Salute the Big Sills. We got it. Very good. You guys, your super chats have been sensational. Have they not today, Xander? Really, the first 3 days of the week, you guys have just absolutely murdered it. Do me a favor. Please hit the likes. Huge Monday. Really good Tuesday. Let's get these likes up. I'd like to see by the end of the hour that we could be up near 350. Thank you, Abe. I appreciate it. We're going to reset here. We'll go back over a little bit of what we heard. And again, we'll set up a little bit about, again, moving forward with Kellen Moore. I'm concerned about Kellen Moore. I am. I do. Flexin, you like what with Big Sills? Come on, man. Jacob is king. Like it. Very good. Hey, guys, where are we on the like? Where are we on the like button? I saw someone giving me shit here, like list. All right. Hey, so I'm not internet savvy. Give me a break. Sills, I say Cincinnati, they just need their defense fixed. Cincinnati, then you have to worry about Burrow being healthy. $299. Guys, let's see if we can get that bad puppy to $350. That would be great to end the program with. Please hit the like button. Keep it here, National Football Show.